Sarah had always loved Halloween, but this year felt different. Dressed as a little witch, she arrived at the old, decrepit mansion with her family. The party was in full swing, yet a sense of unease pervaded the air, an almost tangible feeling that they were not alone. As they entered the mansion, the creaky wooden doors groaned, and a cold, unwelcoming breeze swept through. Shadows danced on the walls, seemingly mocking the guests. An eerie sound, like a whispered conversation, filled the hallways, but vanished whenever someone tried to listen closely. Sarah clung to her father's hand, her eyes wide with both excitement and fear. The first terrifying event occurred when they reached the grand dining hall. The chandelier above flickered and then went dark. In the sudden darkness, a ghostly apparition appeared at the head of the table. Pale and transparent, its eyes were hollow voids, staring into their souls. The guests screamed and backed away, but the figure vanished as quickly as it had appeared. Terrified, the crowd huddled together, trying to make sense of the supernatural occurrence. Next came the library at the end of the hallway. As Sarah approached, the air grew colder, her breath visible in the frigid air. Books began to fly off the shelves, as though an invisible hand was tearing through them in a restless frenzy. A soft, sinister laughter echoed through the room, sending chills down everyone's spine. The haunting events continued in the ballroom, where the antique mirror on the wall showed reflections of people who weren't there. Sarah saw herself standing with what appeared to be a young boy in Victorian attire, his eyes pleading for help. She turned, but no one was there. Panic surged through the guests. Parents clutched their children tightly, the festive spirit drained from their faces. The climax of the horror came when the floorboards beneath their feet began to shake. The mansion itself seemed to come alive, groaning and creaking as though protesting their presence. Amidst the chaos, Sarah's father tried to lead them to safety, but the exit doors slammed shut in their faces. With no escape, the guests could only watch as ghostly figures materialized around them, their whispers growing louder, more insistent. Just when all hope seemed lost, the clock struck midnight, and everything stopped. The apparitions vanished, the eerie sound ceased, and the mansion fell silent. The doors finally creaked open, allowing the terrified guests to flee into the night. As Sarah and her family hurried back to their car, she glanced back at the mansion one last time. For a fleeting moment, she thought she saw the young boy in the window, waving goodbye. Whether it was a trick of her imagination or another ghostly visitor, she would never know. But one thing was certain, this Halloween night was one they would never forget.